All right, my beloved, real simple message. Have a nice lucid moment and we'll talk about it. Almost every job, if these are even real jobs, y'all, these once benefic, like slightly above paralegal and annotative jobs, right? Data entry, stuff like that. It's all going away, guys. Look at this. Most of these jobs are AI. They're AI trainer jobs. So what you do is you're training an AI to replace people, right? We don't want to do that. We want people. People are the number one asset because we don't want to live to serve machines that don't care about us. These machines are going to learn by using us. Bottom line, those machines can't get good as us without us, right? Because they're not as good as us. That's just how they are. They're machines. Someday they'll be great. There are certain areas very much better than the human mind. But what they can't do is create in the way the human mind can. Yeah, they can make imagery and stuff. Oh, yeah, that's great. But in the capacity that the human mind does, they have to have little parameters. The human mind can draw in parameters and then amorphously warp all the other criterion in that vat of co-reality and then change it, right? Enter into a reality where what if the paradigm shift is a polaric shift where at the molecular level, most things change one little position and the whole paradigm shifts. Anything like that could happen. At the molecular level, think about this. Think about this. At the molecular level, at the vibrational level, right? At the light spectrum level, the powers could agree on even a simple change at the molecular level, and all the things we're doing right now, our technology turns off and quits working because it's working on certain principles and a certain function. And it could just change the polarity on it, and we would have to play catch up, right? Or we could get that kind of a radio disturbance from something of major impacts across our radiosphere, because our radiosphere is propagated by the things that repeat, send, and receive it, right? Everything's done with cables and reception. There is satellite stuff, yeah, Starlink, but the reality is the bulk of it is done through undersea cables, guys, between countries. It's not as satellite as you think. The satellite connection it's not as positive as a cable, and everybody knows that, right? So at the industrial, military industrial, governmental industrial, private industrial complex, they all get access to a certain thing. And that internet was around even before. That intranet was around before even we really had internet, guys. Right? It was an advancement from, obviously, since the telephone they were doing it, right? So since then, they've been upgrading it, right? Where we're sitting at is needing to come up with laws. I know we segued to get rid of AI. We need to get rid of AI that gets rid of jobs. If it gets rid of, think about this, kids. Do you want AI deciding your future in law as your paralegal or as your legal authority? Because they've gotten rid of lawyers, right? They've gotten rid of humans who know the law is extremely flexible, right? And is on a case-by-case basis based on your agency, your ability to function fluidly with somebody who's versed in the system. That's why you get an agent, a lawyer, whatever, with this system. Because that's how since it's not a book given to you to teach you how to navigate, you need an agent to do that, right? A lawyer, right? Bottom line. You get rid of that process, you get rid of the legal flexibility, and you get basically handed to the court. You don't get you get whatever a program decides for you, right? And we know this place fleeces people, takes their money, does all sorts of unrighteous things, and now you don't have any mental flexibility in it, because eventually it's going to be all a digital system. Well, if I don't, because they're going to eventually think, well, if the lawyer's no good as a flesh and blood being, then why is the judge good as a flesh and blood individual, right? Why don't we just give ourselves to the AI super god, right? Which is their new god. Saturn in a program over them. You guys don't want that. There's no benefic value to it, right? It's a very mechanical process, and it's going to process us like a meat factory does. It's going to use us for the land value, for whatever we have, and then process us through, grind us up, and refeed the things. Do you want? Is that the process you want? Because that's what machines do with us. That's what companies do with us. They process us like meat. They don't process us like mind, body, and spirit, like a cohesive society does. Right? Some thoughts. The government could be easily morphed to do those things. Easily. It's already got the constitutions. It's got the constitutions of the God, which are God-given rights, right? We go back to, there are certain inalienable things, right? Except in very, very, very rare circumstances. We need to go back to looking at that. We need to go back and not letting things in between. The human's rights is more important than a company's rights, right? Because a company is not a human, right? It doesn't have to live out a life, take care of children, forward a country, because our country's founded and forwarded by its people, not by the government. The government, yeah, if they capture anything, when was the last time they captured anything for us that was of value? And then, God, everybody got a little piece back, right? No, everything's just blood and treasure poured out. We don't get nothing back. And we get broken soldiers, injured people, ruined lives, destroyed minds, with little to zero support. Now they're trying to get rid of all of it, right? I mean, I've got family that are still in the military that I can't go for obvious reasons, but seeing after what happened to them, I was like, it's better that I just struggled, because going in there was not that much better, right? What they have to do to keep their little thing going is way worse. Even as a reservist, even as a Air Force colonel or whatever, or even as a highly decorated sergeant like my brother, like a veteran. The reality is it's all a sham. This place, it's hollowed out, and somehow the money keeps going out. It's not good. Can't blame it on one person, right? But we can blame it on not looking at socially responsible things, right? Everybody wants a polarized this and that, and polarity is the worst thing for you. You really want to be up the middle on everything. And up the middle is not running like, oh my God, I need to be on the street yelling at everybody. Even me, without a job, don't have time for that bullshit, y'all. That is not, yes, protest. But these motherfuckers out here, these old people are getting in the way of the fucking traffic, waving their no king signs and their bullshit. I don't got a horse in the race. What I like to see is good things, socially responsible things, and people take care of each other and uplift each other. And look at the fact that we are all going to have to still pay bills while AI takes over and ruins our jobs and the job market shrinks. Who's making up for that? The government's on the hook for keeping jobs here. You guys forgot that? They took responsibility over and over. He who takes responsibility of the thing is now the owner of the thing. And the government always takes responsibility for that stuff, so we gotta hold them accountable. They've been shirking responsibility, giving our tax dollars to NGOs and stuff, letting them shirk paying taxes, letting everybody in the clergy shirk paying taxes, and I'm not aligned with any of their bullshit religions. Any of them. Not one of them. That's why we need to go back to Jupiter. Have the same laws and stuff under Jupiter, same laws under Venus or something. Pick another deity. You've been doing Saturn for too long, right? Saturn says you don't need to worship him anymore. You put generations and generations under him, and it's not gotten good. I mean, we build stuff, and now we're in a decadence, and we can't get out of it. Something's got to change, right? We know something has to change, because the pressure and polarity in the world is shifting. But to what avail? They think it's going to be the left. They think it's going to be the right. No, I think it's going to be something more cosmic, guys. I think that polarity concept's going to disappear for a little while. And it's going to just be what's socially responsible and not, right? And that's what it always should be. You know, what are you willing to allow around and do yourselves? I don't know what that looks like, because this place, it's got nothing to show for all the stuff it does. We absolutely think Iran should be open for the world, right? But don't bomb the crap out of them. Go invade them. Go do the thing. Do the thing the governments did way back when. lead the charge, establish order, establish peace, establish investment opportunity, and quit these powder kegs of fucking constant conflict. Use your authority and what's it called? Your enterprise was your enterprise's favor, goddammit. And get your little friends down there together, rally it together, and hold something down for the Americans and the rest of the world and bring peace. They don't want to do that. They want to play the little fighty game, reorganize, and just keep making money off of it when they really need to get the Americans something for all their fucking blood and effort, right? Occupy the damn place. just run it. Send the kids in and run it. I don't care what they say. They don't run the world, right? The angry no kings people don't run the world. Yes, military campaigns are completely cool, but get us something for it. Don't just make Americans go broke over it with Ukraine stuff and that, and then not have anything. You should totally pull out of any other thing that's not making peace in the Middle East and let Europe deal with their fucking war. They chooched those idiots up to go and do that shit, right? They got that idiot to go and do it. Trump told him not to fucking do it. And what did he go and do? As soon as Trump was out, he ran up in there and did that stupid ass shit. Because he thought the world was going to back his ass up. And the world has backed up off of it because they can't fucking afford it. He didn't realize how expensive it was going to be. He's a landlocked country. Any of his countries around him get angry about him, and they are. They're tired of the Nazi bullshit. We know what's going on over there. Ain't nobody want them over here. Ain't nobody want their fucking fascist bullshit over here. Ain't nobody want their lies over here. Ain't nobody want their deception and their fucking propaganda over here. There's enough of it already. I don't need another fucking polarity of assholes here. They want to shit on our fucking country too. Because that's all the mentality that comes out of them. Of what? Benefiting them for what? You're never going to see a benefit from these idiots. And we've been kissing their... I haven't been kissing ass. But you idiots have been kissing ass for way too long for them. I mean, that's just got to be over. I mean, it's just no good. No one's going to benefit from it. And we look at our government and the people in it, and are like, well, how is that streaming out like that? How does the security of Europe benefit America? It fucking doesn't. They've been changing us up since World War I. They've been starting wars over there. The Balkans, all the bullshit. And guess what? We had to run stuff or throw money at NATO. That was free, right? That has nothing to do with the $39 trillion in debt. Clearly, the Cold War had nothing to do with that. Clearly, the expenses of NATO had nothing to do with the insurmountable debt that we're blaming on Americans for. Because the defense has nothing to do, the defense is totally justified spending. Well, let's talk about it. The Cold War was not our war, really. Not as much as it was Europe's. But they couldn't substantiate it. It's like every initiative is led by us, founded by us, funded by us, because we're the enterprise. Well, okay. No, where's the wins, though? Where's the fucking wins? By now, we should have all of Latin America for all the stuff we did in the 80s and 70s. We don't. They're more polarized than they've ever been. That's an insult. When's America gonna have something, guys? If you're gonna do all the extras, I mean, really, we should just went and took Mexico from all the stuff that's going on. We shouldn't have anything that hostile next to us. And I know people hate me for saying it, but the reality is, if we're worried about Iran, if we're worried about Ukraine, then why is Mexico getting away with what they're doing regularly? It should just be a war campaign. We should just take it all the way down to a border we can fucking control. Just some thoughts, because reality is, we let that go on there, but we're not at war with them. When they're clearly at a chemical war with us and other things, right? Identity theft war, a bunch of stuff going on, right? Is Iran doing that to us? But we're not at, I really think we have a good reason to be at war with Mexico. I mean, it looks like, because of what they do, if what they're saying is what they do on the news for years and stuff, right? Then we should be cleaning that out. I'd be totally for that. I don't know why we're in Iran, but I'll tell you what. I hope we get something for it, because the reality is blood and treasure, blood and treasure, blood and treasure, and we're running to Happy Goy running over to help them, right? Shabos goy, let's get in our ships over there and our carrier battle crews and just help them out while they start the stuff for us, right? Get them to occupy it. Here, we'll be the backstop. You go in and occupy. We'll make sure it doesn't break out too bad. How about that? They don't ever want to do nothing like that. They want to chooch up you Americans, and I think they should. There ain't enough jobs out here. We just need to send a couple waves of youth for a couple years, like 4 years. It might be okay, right? Just some thoughts. I'll get some parking spots, maybe get a job out of it, right? Because they ain't sending my busted ass. One look at me and they're like, yep, we can't even use it. Not even his background. He's just busted. Anyways. Or as a young man's thing anyways, unless it breaks out real bad. You know that. And we're not the ones starting it. We're just talking about it. We just know how it goes. We don't get ever anything out of it. No peace, right? That's why peace is so nebulous. Carrier battle groups bring peace, right? That's what we're expecting. I hope they do. I want to see it. I want to see it happen. I just look at spillover. And then everybody's going to talk about the biblical. You guys are making the biblical paradigm work out. That's what I hate the most. I'm not even mad at America that much. I'm just mad that these assholes get to talk about their fucking fake biblical paradigm because y'all are starting that shit in the fucking fake Holy Land. I wish a whole asteroid from the fucking sky would just dump right on that fucking place so we could just be done with it for a while and the Earth could go back to peace. Maybe then we can go to Jupiter and be like, hey, their God didn't save them. So, Jupiter, huh? Right? Jupiter and Todd's son Horus and the moon, Labna Yarak Luna. Maybe we'll even drop the Hebrew names because they got pushed. Maybe Hebrew's okay, just the people of the choice of the whatever are not quite the people of the choice of the whatever. Or the whatever isn't there whatever, the way the where whatever is. Yeah. Hashem doesn't need me, but I'm coming anyway. You know? That kind of thing. Just some thoughts, kids. Some early morning old man rant. Later, beloved.